The origin of Roger's straw hat and weapon. So Roger has an iconic sword and straw hat. And Oda has highlighted that characters learn to weave straw into hats in Wano. And blade craftsmanship is taught in Wano, Kozaburo and Katetsu legendary blacksmith. However, in Wano they make amigaza, Japanese straw hats, and katana, Japanese swords. Roger's straw hat is a target, Western straw hat, and the cutlass, French, English, sword. The Wano people wouldn't know how to make these as it is an isolated nation. They would know nothing about a target or cutlass. But they would be able to teach the fundamental method of weaving straw into hats and making blades. Ace also learned how to make straw hats from a 5-year-old Tama. Tama being 5 here is important, as it shows weaving straw hats is considered relatively staple in Wano culture even for kids. Ace then used the skill and created a straw hat for oars. So in my belief a character came to Wano and learnt blade craft and straw weaving. A character who is not from Wano and went there as an outsider. E.g. a classical pianist can teach me the fundamentals of piano, but I may use those fundamentals to play rockstar, pop songs. Roger was seen with the hat 54 or 53 years ago when he met Rayleigh. So this must have been a little time post-Logue Town. We have all seen countries add their own spin or pre-existing items, food, objects in the real world. So as the skills of blade and straw hat craft are learnt in the same place. The same person who made the hat made the weapon for Roger in my belief. Just as Luffy was given his hat before he left for his journey, I believe the same applies to Roger. So if this character had already been to Wano before Roger had even stepped foot out of his hometown, they were likely one of the top characters in the era prior to Roger. The straw hat is one of the most important aspects of the story. The character who gave Roger this important symbol isn't gonna be some irrelevant character. People need to remember that the account of Rocks is taken from the WG who spread propaganda. They make Dragon out to seem like a monster. If Rocks gave Roger the straw hat and Ace, it means at one stage Rocks and Roger were friends and became enemies. Another key detail here, we know Roger is from the East Blue. And we know a character that left Wano and went all the way from the New World to the East Blue around the same time Roger was seen with this hat about 55 years ago. I believe Rocks came to Wano and befriended the people there, and so Sukiyaki knows Rocks. I believe he made a bond with Kozaburo and in exchange for taking him to the East Blue he taught him how to forge weapons, and when Rocks learnt, Kozaburo discovered Rocks had more talent for it than he did, and the weapons Rocks formed were dubbed as the Supreme Grade. Kozaburo, the legendary swordsmith. In an isolated nation that knows nothing about the outside world, he is not gonna have the navigational skills to get to the East Blue safely. Odin is not some rarity in Wano, none of those fodder can sail. It would take an experienced sailor. WHO has travelled the world and is experienced with moving through the Red Line, Fishman Island to take him there. I believe this was Rocks that took Kozaburo there, and this was before he formed the Rocks Pirates and met Roger or WB.